Hello, I'm Charles Fellows and welcome to day number 16 of my vlog. This is 16 of my challenge to do 30 YouTube videos in 30 days. Today has been an interesting day from a couple of perspectives, but one of the key things that I wanted to speak about today in terms of my day, before I move on to the content of today's vlog, was a lunch meeting I had. So I saw a very close friend of mine, somebody I've known for it's actually 20 years now, maybe slightly more. And this is somebody that I used to work with absolutely years ago in my banking days when I was working with in the private banking world. And we're very, very close. I feel as if I can speak to her about absolutely anything. And I was telling her about what I'd been doing on the business side of things, the direction that I was looking to evolve and to pick out of the business consulting side of the business that I was working on. The direction and thoughts that she had reminded me actually of a lesson that I learned about a week ago, but I didn't learn about a week ago. So this was an audio book I was listening to, which is about Think and Grow Big. And one of the key messages that it had in there was it was saying that you should not listen to and value the opinions of others, because generally they will hold you back, or they will deter you and kind of take you off the path that you were originally set on. And having this meeting today and getting the kind of feedback that I did, I found slightly discouraging. So I made a note to myself that going forward, I'm going to try, even with those that I'm closest to, apart from my wife, of course, not to really elaborate too much on what I'm doing, because I don't think it's particularly beneficial. I think that people who are in the business environment, and this is probably one of the beauties of the JT Fox organization and setup and the family first, is that the people that you speak to, they do actually get what you're doing, and that they encourage, they don't judge, they encourage, they give you guidance, they share with you the journeys that they're taking, and while everyone's journey is different, it can still be beneficial to hear what they're doing. So anyway, moving on to today's vlog, and the subject of today's vlog is the product side. So basically, for each of the 6 days of this particular series, I'm looking at the underlying actual problem that people have. I'm addressing the fact that many people go to solve the wrong problem. If you don't start from the right place, you're not going to actually get results. You will get some results, but you won't get the results that you expect. So solve the right problem, identify the right problem in the first place. So the second of the criteria, the second of the problem types was the product. So there are five different ways in which the product can affect your business, or can be the cause of various kind of knock-on problems. So the first is that the product you have isn't actually needed. So when you come up with a product idea, or if you decide to progress with a particular service, you need to start by doing your homework and finding out if there is any need for that product and if there's any demand for it. The second scenario that there might be is that actually it's not a viable solution. That particular solution that you have for that product isn't viable. It doesn't really achieve what people want it to do. It may not actually just be a marketable thing. The numbers may not add up. So you actually need to look into that. Similarly, if it's actually a product that you've been selling for some time, perhaps it's outdated. Perhaps you haven't actually been keeping up with the times, and you haven't actually been watching your competitors are doing. So maybe the competitors have actually seen what you're doing while you're too busy in servicing your clients, and actually they've overtaken you. So it's very important to keep your eye on the ball, to make sure that actually what you're offering is viable. Number 3 is actually falling into the sea of sameness. So basically where your product is just the same as everyone else's. You don't have a USP, there's nothing that really makes it stand out. Now, you can sell something that everyone else is selling, just look at any one of the shops across your city. I'm sure that you will find that there's, well, every department store is probably selling exactly the same product, but the difference is that they put in a USP. Maybe the USP is service, maybe it's the location that it's in, maybe it's just the feel of being in that environment. There will be something. So if you don't stand out and your product is same, then you have to compensate by introducing another factor. And that can reflect in all parts of the business. So not just in terms of you saying, this is my product, what am I going to do? It's going to be more from the point of view of this is the product, this carries out the ethos of the business, and this is what I'm offering my clients, and this is what my customers and staff are working with. And it would kind of just reflect through. If they're not happy, if people aren't happy with a product, it's not going to move forward. It's going to hold you back in all sorts of areas. The fourth product related problem that you might have is actually that it's bad quality. Bad quality will result in you not getting subsequent sales. It'll result in you not getting a good reputation, and ultimately it will hold you back. You can think in the near term, and you can get away in the near term with offering bad quality, but in the longer term, people will just drop you. They won't bother coming to you. The message gets around very, very quickly. I'm sure you've heard that basically good news travels fast, bad news travels 10 times as fast. And the fifth reason why, or the fifth impact of having the wrong product is actually that, the fifth impact of having a bad product set is that once you've sold a client a product, there is no upscale, there is no downscale. If a client can't afford it or would like something a little bit more luxurious, if you don't offer something along the scale, something to entice people through through buying your product and working with you, then you're not going to have longevity. You're going to have to work a lot harder at getting your clients, and in terms of retaining your clients, well, you're going to have to wait. If you only have one product, you're going to have to wait till either it breaks, in which case it's bad quality and they probably won't buy it again, or otherwise you're going to have to, they're never going to buy from you again. If you have something that's fantastic and lasts forever, unless they buy it for other people. So you're going to need to look at the balance as well of the price against the quantity. You're going to need to look at how many you can shift at whatever price you're going, multiply them out, look if you have a range of products. If you have like a barbell kind of approach where you basically have something that's cheap and you sell absolutely high volume, and you have something that's high quality and you charge a lot for. People are prepared to do that, and actually that kind of arrangement can be very attractive because people aspire to have the high end, but they can only afford the lower end, and actually it makes the lower end somewhat more attractive. And that's ultimately how I believe the perfume industry works, where basically everyone can afford 30 or 50 pounds to buy some perfume, but ultimately very few people can afford to buy the tens of £1,000s clothing that a particular brand creates and sells. So you're creating an aspiration. People will buy absolutely in the volume, and the net result is actually, I believe that the fashion industry, that actually they make more of their money out of perfume than they do actually out of the clothing themselves. So my link into art today is this particular piece, which is called Carousel by a Russian artist called Veta Gorna. I actually worked with this artist to design this print. It's one of 20. I have the first 2 in the series. It is printed onto Japanese rice paper, and the connection that I'm making with this is that ultimately it's the concert, the dance, the absolute perfection and balance of the circle, which is what you need to create in your products. You need to have something that is a life cycle for your business. They are replaced, they're replenished. You have a range that goes from one end to the other end, and they will work in unison. People buy up, people buy down. So I hope that you enjoyed today's vlog. As I said earlier, this was the second of a series of 6. I'll be back tomorrow with day number 3. And if you enjoyed today's vlog, please like it. Please subscribe on YouTube. Please comment. And I'd be delighted with any feedback that you have. Thanks very much.